situation. Abu, I greet you. Hello, good evening. Yeah. So let me let it talk. Good evening. Good evening, Jerome. I cite you. So, if you're just joining us, I want to say hello and welcome back again to this live video. So, there are so many things going on, and I want to start with what is going on in Sudan, for example, because the Nigerians that are in Sudan and are trying to leave Sudan, going into the border to Egypt or to Ethiopia, they are not being allowed to go into those countries because the country officials say they don't want undocumented people that they don't know to just come into their country because of the reputation of Nigerians and because of the tendency of Nigerians not to continue wherever they are going, like they just kind of stay there. So they are not taking any chances, and they say they need visa, and we know that the embassies are not working. So the buses have been made available for them to start moving, but they have been stopped at the airport. So this video is a brother that is sending out this video this morning and saying by the grace of God they've been allowed to move the bus because the Nigerian Air Force is on this way to pick them up. So their transit will be like from bus into the Nigerian Air Force aeroplane.
Good evening to all Nigerians. Good evening to all fellow colleagues. Thank God, eventually all the vehicles have arrived. We're in the buses now. We are about to set off. We solicit your prayer for safe journey. The journey is set to take 2 days. May God make our journey easy. Thank you all. We thank the Nigerian government.
So yeah, so since that time, the bus is just about leaving today. So this video came to me today that they have just left. So they are hoping that they will pick them up. So I don't know whether it was today or yesterday, but I got this video today.
The journey is set to take 2 days. May God make our
Good
journey
evening,
easy. Thank you all. We thank the Nigerian government.
So yeah, so they have started evacuating them, and the agreement is that they will just kind of transit from from that place into a bus. And I think I have a video of the Nigerian army getting ready to go and pick them. Let me see if I have that video of the Nigerian airline, of the Nigerian Air Force. Sorry. So no, I have the video, but I don't have it right now. Good evening. Is the distance where they are, because I don't know why they are not going. I think Khartoum is closer to either Ethiopia or to um what they call it, Egypt. Yeah, I think Khartoum is closer. That's why they are going in that direction, because maybe there's too much conflict on the other end, towards the west. So I think maybe there's too much conflict and desert, and it's a very precarious route to take. So if you are thinking about safety, is to go to where is you kind of evade the main conflict. That's what I'm thinking. I don't know. It takes 2 days. Okay. So our sister is saying that they take bus from Kanuri and it takes 2 days. So I don't know the really reason why. So I don't know, maybe because they are thinking about lifting them. Maybe because they are trying to lift them. That's why they are thinking about going to Egypt, or trying to cross. And depends. I don't know the reason. I really have to look out for the reason, because I know that towards this to the western side is Chad, but for some reason they are not looking at that route. So I'm thinking that it's not safe. That's why they are not looking at that side. Yeah. So another news that was making round today, yeah, I wanted to share with you the another a brother went into that Ebonyi State uh, airport, and I posted it again. I feel like Dave Umahi have done so well, but for some reason, we are not hearing more of it. And the airport people are downplaying it and saying, what do you need an airport for? A lot of, like there are a lot of talk about the airport and why it's not really valuable, and maybe like not really showing the airport. So we are not really seeing what the airport entails. What are the things that are like, how the airport is. So I saw a video from a brother and I wanted to share that video because that video was more like in depth. He went into that place and he kind of like walked around that airport, and I think this is the best view of that airport I've seen. And I think that is good. When we talk about all the things that are wrong, if somebody did anyone, it's not just by hyping or anything like that, but at least let's even take a look at what it is that they are talking about. So I will share the video of the brother that is on his way to that airport. So this is the brother. I want to share his video, and he was going there to show the airport. So you can see that even the road that he's flying is very free. You can see that the road is very neat. You can see, like, that's part of the things that Dave Umahi have built in that place, because it was not like that before. So I feel like we are not talking about it as much as we should, and we are not highlighting it as much as we should. So this is the car park for the airport. That's what he's showing. And
you go reach more than 1,000 cars, because if you count from here now to there, cars where they reach close to maybe 50, and if you check 50, 100, 50, 50, 200, then at the entrance.
Okay.
Then this side where they point now,
so
the exit.
So this is the airport.
Look, we'll go inside
so
to make I show now more. This is a very big project. So somebody will know me, say hi.
So this is the inside of the airport.
We don't enter inside now.
Yeah.
Here at the front, maybe where you come inside.
So this is the picture we have been seeing.
See the escalator.
We have been seeing.
Here na place where we see Omo. See water. I think.
Yeah. So
bag. And for this part now, you come pick your bag, then you go to come out. This is the baggage carousel, and it's functioning already. As you can see, it's spinning already. Let me take you to another part of the airport. Let's go. So I'm going to the runway part of the airport. If you don't do your boarding for the other side, this building is very big, I swear.
So it's a very big place, and people can also have take shops there and sell things.
This escalator will bring you come down, then passengers go follow here, come out. Then from like this, the video me now, made them know, if you come down from here, you go follow like this. They come out for the runway. I think this is the runway. Let's go.
Yeah, so this is outside, okay, so where the celebration was
the
going on.
Of the first plane
at
Ebonyi State Airport. I waited for Oneke for Abakaliki. Now the airplane, it on the land. I think that is an airpiece. I think it's airpiece.
Yeah.
So the escalator where we see the other side.
Yeah.
That escalator where the other side. Now here.
Okay.
When people don't board finish, after boarding, this is now different companies. Where different airline companies
they will be using it to check out.
So I think the arrangement is when you are done boarding here, you go waka like this, come here, climb the escalator, will carry you, go up, drop you from the other side, where we'll be show you. So from the other side now you go enter the runway. Yeah, let me take you to other parts of the airport. Let's go.
Okay.
All right, the second plane don't land now. The two planes are from
the place is really massive.
I think
it's
one
not...
came from Lagos, one came from Abuja. Now the two planes be that one just they park now.
Okay.
So all these places.
I've not really seen the whole this thing, but I think that this brother did a good recording.
fire service.
So
This
there's
is fire
the
service.
complete
If you
building
check,
for
you go see
fire
the
services.
airport, they complete everything. We're supposed the airport.
Okay.
This one here now, the fire service building. We'll know if you go inside. Presidential
There's
lodge.
a fire service
There is
building.
presidential lodge for
There's
the airport.
lodge.
And this is another part or
and
another
there
block where they for the
police,
airport. I'll still take you to other parts where they don't forget.
and it's
I
a
said
big,
everything we're supposed
massive
the airport
ground though.
All right, this
and
is
the important thing is that he built it from scratch, like there was nothing
for Ebonyi State. This one
I really hope the governor that is coming will maintain all these things.
The airport, and here is actually out of bound. I don't know if you enter inside, but the place I want to show now this is the tower. Here tower is more like the engine room.
Yeah, let me check other things. Yeah, the airport is nice.
And I know say the engine or airport. And,
yeah, that's he just trying to explain the tower.
Man will say everything, but almost everything where a normal airport supposed to get. All right, let me take you to another part for the airport here. And in case you do anyhow, you go see anyhow.
Yeah, in recent times, people have been taking flights more than because of the insecurity.
You can't do now here you go catch yourself.
So they have a police station there also.
Tell me what you think. MC Water, you can call me Chukwemeka, and I have tried showing you.
So that's the brother. I am MC Water. You can go to his page and watch more of it. So, I mean, I feel like that's the Ebonyi State airport, the airport that the governor just launched. He built it from scratch, like ordinary ground, nothing was there. He conceived it. They, draw the map, draw the skeleton, started work and finished it. And this is not the only one. The same way he built the university from nothing, ground. They cleared the soil, they put the plan on it, they built it, And of course, the thing with public services, people that are looking to find faults, that will not like you no matter what you do, they will have that complaint. So if you build airport, they will say you should have done this, you should have done that. So it doesn't matter what you do. For me personally, and he also invested in rice farms, so there's a lot, because there's a lot of agriculture. He boosted the agriculture because the people are more into agriculture, the local people. So there's a lot of agriculture going on also. No? And the only thing that you can say, okay, maybe I don't know, for example, the shopping mall he built, that shopping mall was from nothing. It's like a massive place also, the shopping mall. I've shown it before. People can also get shop. You want to sell things. It's like a market. It was a very massive building also, with parking lot, beautiful place, and people are operating it. So it's not as if he has not done this. That he's building only airport, like Zibazu, that is building one flyover since 2015. One flyover. No, this is like a series of things. So should he have built more industries? I believe so, but there's a lot of insecurity. I think that's why they are building airports. In recent time, people have been using flights a lot. Local flights have been the in thing in recent times. For whatever reason, I think because of all the massive insecurity, so people prefer to just kind of fly and have a short distance to drive. So yeah, this is one of the things I wanted to show. So a brother was asking me a question. He said the buses stopped, so now they are continuing. Yes, I have a video where the chairman was explaining what happened. Let me play that video.
How much it takes to hire a bus from Khartoum to the border? $30,000 per bus.
He said it costs $30,000 per bus. I don't know whether it's true.
Per bus times 40 buses. Can somebody, any good mathematician amongst you? That is not billion. That is where your 1.2 million comes into. We now mobilize the first tranche approved by federal government out of this. which is $400,000, and transfer it. If you take out $400,000, what does it come to? No, 1/3.
Yes.
Of the total. Once they give
Which
us
kind
13
math
buses,
is this?
13 buses times $30,000 is how much? 390. 30. Can somebody calculate for me? 390. 390. They stopped giving us. You remember I told you they gave us 13,000. They're supposed to give us 13 point something buses. They kept the 10,000.
Good evening.
When you're traveling,
so
Sudan,
he's basically explaining what happened to the money, why the buses didn't get the money.
Yes. Believe me, I just became an expert on Sudan overnight because every day we discuss with them. And they told us our money is finished, bring another money. We now transferred the balance, started transferring the balance in tranches. And believe me, you don't transfer money to Sudan directly. You have to get somebody who knows the company who will transfer and give cash. Then you go into agreement. We signed an m0l. I have those signed m0ls.
Okay. Yeah, so that's basically about the money.
I report this to DSS and NFI so that they can monitor the movement of the money.
Yeah.
And so that, do you know that in Nigeria, if you transfer money from government account, it does not click because it has a dashboard that can be seen. They will stop it. So we had to alert them. And we send this money, and it got delayed. It's only for one item.
Yeah, so you know
how much it takes to hire a bus?
Why I don't doubt him is because I saw a video by Al Jazeera whereby they said the bus ticket from Khartoum to Egypt used to be like $75, and now it is $500 per one person, and many people cannot afford it and they are leaving them behind. A brother sent me that mail, and I will look at it just now so I can show you guys. Yeah, so it's true. It's actually true. It's true. Let me show you that. Let me show you that video clip from Al Jazeera. I mean, it's not a nice something, but um, you know how it is. Any small thing, it's not easy. Everything will spike. So let me remove this thing. So I hope you are seeing it. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so they said that traveling is very difficult. There is a kind of exploitation going on. One woman said she could not pay the $500 bus fare to Aswan in Egypt. Before the conflict, the same journey would cost $75. So you can imagine in a bus that is full of people, and if they are charging Sudanese people that amount. So many people are stranded, they can't pay it. So there are, people who are even living there, they don't have $500,000, $500, just to pay for a bus to go there, Yeah. Exactly. They are being even-handed. That's true. So a lot of they left behind everything. You can see a lot of people. So yeah, I feel like if we didn't, if they are not buying them from all this wahala that is going on, that not being able to escape, that is going to be the thing that will actually buy them, because they don't have the means. They don't have the means to leave that place, and they cannot. Many can't access their bank account to withdraw cash, and then they are needing 500, a lot of money for them to leave. So I think that's why there's a hitch. That yeah. they're not. I hope that they are watching. Oh, I hope they are watching. So anyway, today 9 of them have been arrested. The ESN. They say 9 of them, notorious ones in Imo State. 9 of them, they have been arrested. So I believe when I see what this man is saying, I believe them. Right? I believe them. So I want to quickly show you guys this video that was trending today about the house demolition that happened in Lagos State.
They are demolishing the whole street.
So the whole street like this. So I will not let you talk because of the crisis, that she's talking in a distress tone. You can see these are people's houses, well built. You can see that a lot of money have gone into these homes. You can see that a lot of effort have gone into these homes. And now they said that these houses were encroaching in a federal airport land, something like that, federal government land or not even state government land. And that these people have been given quick notice. But what I don't understand is this thing keep happening in Nigeria. This issue keep recurring, and every time you are making the homeowners to bear the brunt. Meanwhile, before they start building, they will go to the Lagos State Government Council. There's somebody sitting there that will give them the approval. When they bring the plan that they want to build the house, I believe there's an office that they will go to, and there's somebody that will sign and say you have the authority to go and build that house. It's not like somebody can just wake up and start building a house. So these loops in this system, how come they are not closing it? Because if somebody goes to an office, a legitimate office of the state, and gets approval and gets all the documents that is needed and comes and invests all his life effort to build a house, and then they have built that house and they are living on it for years, and then somebody will now wake up from somewhere and say, oh, look, that kind of thing not supposed to happen. It's supposed to be proactive. Something, you don't allow something to happen. That is why you have checks and balances. That's why you have people in the office. That's why you have people at that office, that council, that local government. That's why you have those people there. It is their job to make sure that something like this don't happen. Because when you will take the paper of the land, the deed, and show them, they will say, no, this land is not free. This land belongs to the federal government. This land belongs to the state government. This land is not authorized. Yeah, so you don't allow somebody to build and build beautiful houses. Do you know how much it costs to build this kind of houses? This is a counterproductive measures they are taking, and Nigerians are allowing them to do this continuously. Nigerians need to rise up and protest against these kind of things, not because you are not the one, and there is no excuse for this behavior, because you have people in office who are supposed to regulate. Okay, let's assume they were building it. Even the people that it is their duty to protect these areas, areas that are protected, you don't allow encroachment in it. Once you see that means the people in those offices are not doing their job. So you cannot punish the homeowners and allow them to continue loitering around in their offices and waiting for the new victims. This is wickedness from the people in those offices. So why are they not getting any punishment? Why are they not being sacked? Those people should be in prison. If you can demolish these houses that are beautiful like this, then the people that cause these people to come and build on this kind of place, they need to be in prison. How can people learn? How can something like this stop? Every time the same story. And then you will callously be blaming the home buyers and the builders. Why? If I come and buy a land now, and then I go to Alausa and they give me approval, how will I know the land is under federal government? I don't know. Because I got all the approval. Before you build, you will get stamp from the government. and they will give you a go ahead to continue building, and you will be building it. Even there will be no oversight while the building is under construction. Does it mean even they're supposed to, how will I put it, cut off those places, and once there's any movement in that area, they will be alerted that something is going on there. But why will you leave an area that is specified for a purpose? You are not barricading it, you are not restricting entry to it. You just allow it to lie fallow like that, waiting for people like this to go and put all their life investment there. This is unfair, Nigerians, regardless of who it is. You don't because it's Lagos or because it's government. This is a failure. And those people in the office, those people who it's their duty to do that oversight, those people are the cause of this. Because if they prevented this, because if they tell them don't go and build it, they will not go and build it. If they don't give them the permits to go and build it, they will not go and build it. Exactly. Exactly. It's the same thing with, do you know, things like this used to be rampant in China. What did they do? When something like this happened, they are not just going to say they will demolish the house, compensate the people, but the officials that enable this thing, bam, they buy all of them. That is only how to put order. They buy all of them. You can't just approve anything. If you're an architecture building engineer and you are building a house, and there was a case that happened, and the man was managing material, and that building was still under construction, and it fell, and many people buy. That man, he was public buy, neither buyer. So people have to learn that and know that it is not okay, because the person that made all this approval have made his own money. He's lying that tomorrow he's sitting in that office. Then what is the duty of those people in that office? What is the duty of those people in an house? So what is the duty of those surveyor? I don't know what is their work. Land management. What is your duty when the area that you know is cordoned is being built up, and you did not notice it until the people are finished building houses and are living inside it? Like, it didn't take one day to build all this house, my people. It didn't take one whole year to build all this house, which means they don't even know the area that they are supposed to protect or what, right? So the blame is not to these people. There has to be another way to solve this kind of problem. There has to be another way. Look at all these fine buildings. It's painful. And some people are giving it excuse. Let me show you the video of what one of the officials was saying.
He did Christmas there, so I want to do Ileya there on my own too. The problem that we're having is attitude problem. You heard what he said, because somebody has built his own, is living there. He did Christmas there, so I want to do Ileya there on my own too. Forgetting that there are principles, that there are laws. And when you now see those buildings, they don't have approval.
This sums up the major cause of building collapses in Lagos State.
He said the buildings don't have approval, but I don't think so. He said the buildings don't have approval, but how can they build these kind of massive buildings without any approval? I don't know. For me, it's not plausible. You say, when you say somebody wants to do Ileya there and I want to do Ileya there, it doesn't mean anything. The question is, who approved the person that did Ileya there to even build the house there in the first place? Like here, we have some areas that they cordon of, they are called protected areas. Sometimes it's to protect the groundwater, the water that is going underground. They don't want you to build anything on top so that you will not contaminate the water under the ground, because that water under the ground is supplying water to the rest of the population. So they have areas where they are protecting the groundwater. and you are not allowed, you can't do farming there, you can't even farm on those land, because if you use all this pesticide, all this thing, it will seep into the groundwater, inside the water, and contaminate their water with heavy metals. So they don't allow you to encroach in that place at all. Protected areas, they are protected area. They will see as you are coming, they'll say shoes gebit is protected. So you will know it on time. So you dare not. Once you enter that place to go and do anything, police is already there. The only thing you can do there, you can go there and take a walk. You can go there, maybe sit down and relax in nature, all that kind of a thing. But that's all. You are not allowed to do any other thing there. So if a place is reserved for the government, it is all well and good. Then you barricade that place. Barricade that place. So people don't have easy entry into that place. Even if it is barbed wire, inside that bush, let that be a high barbed wire. So the person that you are bringing here, if they see that they have to cross a barbed wire, you know that this place is barricaded. How can you have an area that is marked out for the federal government, for the government, and there is encroachment on it to the point of building it up, and you are an officer sitting in your office and you did not take note of it? You did not protect that place. You did not stop the people that are encroaching it at the point of encroachment, at the beginning of it. And now you are not having the effrontery. People like this supposed to be sacked. How will they know that there's a pipeline? The pipeline is there. All those things are there. That is why you have regulation. That is why you have local government council. Their job is not to go there and be sitting down and be gossiping. That is their job. Patrol your local government and see what is happening. You know the regions, you see it in your map, like this place from here to here is cordoned. Nobody's allowed to build here. And thank God, building is not something that happens overnight. How can you have an office and your duty is to make sure that this place remain cordoned off, remain protected? Okay, imagine they are building that pipeline and it bursts fire and they are building there and it becomes a catastrophe for the whole region. What is the job of that person? It's not just about breaking the houses. This is backwardness. Let's tell ourselves the truth. Not blaming these people. They don't have any idea. Somebody sold them that land. Who are those people? Who gave them access to the land to sell? So, if governments have said this, not only illegal, this continues to happen across Nigeria. And it's time we say no to this. The problem Nigerian people have is when something is happening to another people, that is not affecting them, they will just make an excuse for it and explain it away. No, don't do that, because you can be victim tomorrow. Because I understand what you mean by survey, but like the government is supposed to be more proactive. Like that's why we have state press, state media to give information. Then you will show people what a original survey looks like. How to procure a survey, give the people the right information. Let the people be armed with official information. When they go to the Lagos State website, let there be information, accurate information, so that when somebody is misleading them, they will know. But this one, nobody knows the right thing per se. You can meet anybody who will tell you, oh, I work there, I know what I'm saying. I'm telling you, I remember one time we were house hunting in Lagos, and this man, he told us that he was an agent. And this man now went to one building like that. He just went into that building. He now went and stand in one corner. You understand? So I was just watching this man. And I was like looking where he's going to enter. Maybe he want to have a conversation with the owner of the house. But he didn't know that I was watching him. And then he came out and said, well, that they are met with the people, that everything is okay, that the apartment is empty, that they can bring the money. I was like, what? You understand? Like, I was surprised. I was like, but this man didn't enter anywhere. He just went into this building. He stood on one corner, like where the entrance is. He just kind of stood there for a little bit. It turned out that this man doesn't even know anybody in that compound. This man didn't even know anybody in that compound. They have never seen him before. He's not related in that building. He's not even an agent. He would just go and stand near that office, and then when people are coming and looking like they are asking, he would just cut them off and say, I know, it's me, something like that. He would just take them. He will say, bring money like this, bring money. They will pay. When they get there. There is no apartment free to even begin with. Yeah, it happens. But this information, is it public information? Is it an information that is available? There is something that insiders may know, but the layman does not know. You understand me? It's unfortunate. I mean, I feel like this backhand way of dealing with ourselves, there's no need for it. We are having difficulty enough. We are living a difficult life enough. Why make it more difficult for ourselves? Like, let's try to be compassionate and have empathy. And the only way, for example, the land belongs to the federal government. The land has a purpose. It was earmarked for something. Of course, you cannot say, okay, they have built it, they will leave it. But my own is, it has to be proactive to stop that kind of thing from even happening in the first place. You understand? So now that they are punished the house owners, what is the punishment for those people sitting in the office? The people that have approval, who is the person that stamped it? What is their signature? Right? What is the name on that paper? They need to bring that person out, and he will deserve his own penalty in time in jail, something like that. There has to be a penalty for the misconduct, for the lack of foresight, for the lack of oversight, to prevent something like this from happening again. I understand, J Joy. I understand that, JJ, you say that he said that people are so, yeah, it is a normal thing. It's a normal thing. So it is left for the government to prevent them from building there. It is like, even if whatever reason, that any land that is earmarked for the government should be on patrol. There should be signboard. Don't like here, like for example, there are sometimes when you are going into a bush like this, they will put there that is danger. At front, you have signboard there that you can sleep, and if you injure yourself, it will be at your own risk. We need that kind of signpost. It is their duty. Anything they can do to stop people to even go be deceived into acquiring that land, they have to do it, and they have to have patrol. They don't have to sit in their office every day at least, or once in a week, or once in a month. They should go around all those areas, drive through it with police, and make sure that there is no encroachment, so that we don't have this kind of situation. We cannot continue to be having this kind of thing. People, do you know how much they just destroyed like this? Look at those houses, you know that money went into it. Huh? I don't know, but those houses. You people are looking at the end, but you have to look at the prevention, because it's like, when someone don't buy, he's gone. There's nothing you can do. It's a waste. But you can save that person by, if someone is sick or something is not working well, you take the right measure, you take the right action, you can stop that thing from happening. And this is how the Outlook Nigeria is supposed to start. You cannot allow people to waste all their resources, and then you all of a sudden you will now enter full gear in your duty mode. Where were you? Where were you when they were, even if they are stubborn? That's why you are there. That's your job. And they say don't steal. There are people who are still criminals. That's why the police is there, going after them, before or after they rob, trying to catch them. This is the job of those people in that Ministry of Land. This is their job. Whether they are stubborn, whether this falls on them, every one of them. All this one, they are coming and say, somebody did Ileya. Why did somebody have opportunity to do Ileya in a land that has been earmarked for the government purpose? How is that person even able to be there and be doing Ileya? This man don't even understand his job. This man don't understand his job. Where were you when they were building that place and before they even started doing Ileya? You are not. You are supposed to stop them from even gaining access into that land. And when they are there, you move in immediately. You tell them, no, everything stop. Everybody move out. That is how it is done. You don't allow somebody to build after years, and you have people who are responsible for that place, for the oversight, and they don't do anything. It is a terrible situation. It means those people don't do their job, and they need to suffer some consequences, as these people are suffering for their own consequence. And going forward, that something like that will not happen. Everywhere that the federal government, the state government have land, they should make sure they barricade it with barbed wires, with fence. They will make sure they put signposts or different points in that place, in the middle, everywhere. Beware, don't build here. This land belongs to the federal government. You will see it in different points in that land, and they will make sure that they are patrolling that place. If they see any change, if they remove any signboard, they will raise it back. This is how you protect your citizens from falling victims. It's not for you to be playing God at the end. You now go and demolish their building. This is counterproductive and very, very wicked. This is wrong, honestly. We cannot progress as a people if we continue doing this thing backward and wrong like this. What if you go abroad and you build your house, and you, first of all, you won't have the opportunity to build the house? Why? Because the people whose duty is in that office, they will not allow you. And the police will be patrolling those areas. They will stop you from encroaching that place. There's a fan signboard there. How recent? I don't know. Yeah, but where was fan when they were building that place? These communities, they don't spring on up overnight. We must not make excuse for someone that is supposed to do his job and he did not do it. Yeah? Where were you? I mean, somebody was building a house 1 year, 2 years. They were pouring sand, and you have officials and they cannot cite it that some activities is going on here. This land is restricted. You are not supposed to have access to this land. So all of a sudden, they now woke up and realized, oh, this land is occupied. It's not only in Lagos, it happens also in other places. But this one just happened in Lagos, so we have to talk about it and use it as a counter to other states. This is the time for them to stop behaving like backward people and heartless people. Do your job. Do your job. The land that is earmarked for the government, protect it. Your employees have the duty to protect it and not allow any encroachment. However, so that anybody will not fall into this in this kind of trap to begin with. Here there are people in the local government. When you want to do something, you go there for approval, and they will look at the map and say, no, you can't. And then let's assume you don't even go there, like you are just doing something illegal. Let's assume that they didn't get the approval, that they are just there. They just went and started building on that. Then who is the person that is the superior or in charge of that land management? How come they didn't notice that people were encroaching on that place? They're supposed to arrest all of them and say they are encroaching on public property. They don't have any right to be there. You arrest them at that point before they even start building anything. So they will know that they don't have access or right to be in that place. We have to be proactive. So where is the state government when they are building on their land? That's the question. If the land belongs to the state government and somebody is building on it, that says a lot about the people that they put in, they gave the responsibility for that oversight, right? Because ordinary person that is coming, they don't know so much. Those on m0l that want to take advantage of that situation, they will take advantage of it anyways. So that is just like to say, like it's just like when you say, oh, you put this money here, you are written, don't steal it, don't steal it. Everybody have seen the sign. Does that mean that when you steal that money or anybody come and steal, that police should not go after the person? So that's why there should be an oversight to prevent this, because it is happening too much. It's a very terrible image on us and how we are treating ourselves. Honestly, I felt very sad, because look at all the houses. I mean, the streets are not well kept or anything, but these are people's sweat, and it doesn't have to come to this. Especially, this is a preventable something. This is just preventable something, like what this person is saying in this video.
Physical development by identifying Section 47 of the Lagos State Urban and Regional Planning and Development Law 2019, as amended, empowers Lagos State Building Control Agency (LAPCA) to tackle illegal physical development by identifying and removing illegal structures across the state. In line with this mandate, the agency recently marked 12 illegal buildings for demolition at IK Peter Street at Jawo Estate in Oshodi, Solon local government area of the state. A visit to this area under Oshodi Sholo revealed that not only are the structures constructed without approvals, the buildings are also within close proximity with pipeline.
So, which means that they have a fake approval then, right? So if they say that they don't have approval, which means they are saying that they have fake approval. All right, because I cannot believe that somebody will build this kind of house and he will not have any documents. It's very hard for me to believe.
Orders are sitting directly on the pipeline, which is a disaster waiting to happen. Further investigation also revealed that the Federal Airport Authority, FAR, had shared their concerns with the residents of the area as far back as the year 2016, asking them to quit without any positive response. It is on this basis, and in order to avoid a disaster waiting, that the Lagos State Building Control Agency is set to remove all illegal developments consisting of both permanent and temporary structures to prevent future disaster. It should be stressed that the owners and occupants of these affected structures have been duly served all necessary notices. LAPCA urges members of the public to also assume the role of checkmating officers by reporting any illegal constructions going on in their vicinities, as LAPCA officials cannot do the job alone without the support of every resident of Lagos State.
But how will the residents know that this land does not belong to who say it belong to, that it belong to the government? Because I feel like building is something that takes time. It takes time. It's not something that happens overnight, which is why the government officials are supposed to be able to stop it before it becomes a building that stands. By the time they are encroaching that place, they're encroaching that place and pouring sand, already the police, they will just stop them. You understand me? It's just unbelievable. I don't know. It's such a waste. It's such a waste that people will now gather and start to build and build and build. When people build and they see that people are living there, people will be saying, "Oh, there are people already living there." Yeah, of course, you can call in or you can join. I share the link. You can join. I share the link. You can join or you can call me. No, I feel so sad when I was looking at this thing. Yeah, so I feel like we should not be making excuses. This is something that is absolutely preventable. Good evening, my brother. You're welcome.
Yeah, good evening, Blessedom.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening to everyone. Yeah, today discussion, is on both sides.
Okay.
One, you see, when things like this happens, that shows the intentions of the government. For example, things like lands, whether owned by government or not, these things in today's age, the relevant agencies needs to capture those lands, put it on searchable database. Say, for example, there's so many tools out there, and for people, I don't know why people will buy lands, they would not do their due diligence. For example, there's a reason why people go through quantity surveyors or land surveyors and lawyers. These persons, you're paying them for services to do due diligence on your behalf, to go through the relevant, Ministry of Land, to find out the history of that land. It could be, even if it's not the government land, it could be land gotten as inheritance or land that cannot be sold or transferable or family land also. But again, are these things captured and updated? That is where the question is. You see, we have a lot to do when it comes to issues like this. The government agencies and the government needs to sit up. Today, technology has made things more easy to manage. Now the relevant authority, which should be the Ministry of Land, they need to look into this, capture these things so that put it out there as like a caveat. Before you pay for land, confirm the authenticity of that land, the ownership, the status, the nature, because people have issues. Even I know somebody that has issues, but that's in Port Harcourt. The land was like a family inheritance. He paid 50 million for it. Today he's in court. Because people are dishonest, and somebody that sold this thing to him, the family member never told him this thing, he cannot single-handedly sell this land. I would blame the government, and at the same time, I will blame the person. If people have that money to invest in such properties, what stops them from going through a chartered quantity surveyor to make sure they get everything right? Which is what? Find out the history of that land. Is there any dispute in it? Say, for example, a land that has already a case in court. Whoever that buys that land lose the money anywhere. This I'm saying from experience, a land that is already in court, somebody go from back, sell land to you, you don't lose your money complete. These are things people should do. But again, we don't have a database that updates things. Say, for example, if a land is in court, there should be a central database that can be updated so that a single search can bring up the history. Because that land has a particular location, which, the relevant, they will search so they can show you the history that this land has been through this, or maybe it's just like car. When you go buy a car for Europe, they give you a certificate. You can see from the first owner, second owner, till it pass to whichever owner. Now, as I make, I just add, but again, both the investors, the government, then I will say this: most governments, state governments or government in Nigeria, they are being dishonest because they're making things difficult for people. This is not rocket science.
Sorry.
You use your map to show us maps of different countries. Now, a person capture that map. Lagos is not too big to capture all the lands and put the history in it. It only costs them few money to get the right company to help them database these things, and they begin to update it. And the same thing even goes as well. Okay, now you see a case in Nigeria. Somebody will obtain an injunction in Port Harcourt, the same case, and go obtain an injunction because nothing is on a central database.
Synchronized, yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So
yeah, our brother is saying that there is database. People just like to do things illegally. No, people get to do things illegally because they can. That's the thing. If it's illegal, people should not have the possibility to do it.
Okay, now let me just contribute. I say, for example, now, who will be so foolish, sorry for my language, to see a land that has an issue and invest their money in it? Nobody will do that.
Yeah, so if the database is manual, it gives room for a lot of manipulation. For example, if you are going into that office in that Alausa, you don't even know who is who. There are people standing around. They will tell you they are surveyor. You don't know who is who. They can even wear fake badge. But if it is something that is digitalized now, that somebody can use search engine, go to their website. For example, like this IREF, that when they upload the election result, anybody can use their device and check it. That is the best solution. I mean, this has happened, it has happened, but how do we stop it from happening again, going forward, right? So stop the people from the point of even pouring sand. It's an encroachment to this land. Spot it and stop them. It's like when someone is coming into your house to steal, are you going to say because everybody know it's wrong? Because there are still people who are going to do that. So your duty is to stop them from gaining access in the first instance.
Like what you said now, how can the government claim to be oblivious of the fact from foundation to no. There's so
Yeah.
there's so many things that goes wrong in there. The
Yeah,
government
so
has
you
a
shouldn't make
destiny.
any excuse,
The
honestly, because
government has
yeah,
like here now. Let me never say this is the land that belongs to government. There should be people patrolling, even if it's monthly.
yeah,
Okay, now let's say individuals now there is a place they have lands. They always have people to, quarterly or every time, I help me reach there, see them. Somebody cannot claim. No, we're not talking about just a single building. I
yeah,
mean, the government is not being honest. That is the truth.
yeah, it's
The
true.
government is not. You see, the same Lagos. I'll say this during Ambode's time. A guy, a Yoruba guy, he bought some lands in Lagos. This land was sold to him by a former chief judge of Lagos State, and this chief just sold this land to 4 people.
Imagine.
As at 2012, this guy paid over 30 million for that land. I am not believe some things. But
A,
we
a, a
know how
former
should
chief
accept.
judge. So you can imagine the kind of justice that man has been rendering as an officer.
Most people they get land issue for Nigeria. Now poor man's land for them. Don't be poor man. Like all these people they call them Morile, or even if we go, these are big men that they do land racketeering. First you enter their motor, enter problem. It's either you forgo your money or you just have to fight it out. And fighting it out, you have to spend extra money or more than what you're paying for the land. Thank you,
Yeah,
my sister.
I've thank you so much. Thank you. For me personally, going forward, I think that the National Assembly needs to enact a law that stops government from demolishing buildings that are established and people have lived in it for more than a given time. Because you cannot say you are a government and you have oversight and this land that was earmarked for you, and under your watch, for whatever reason, people were able to build homes there and are living there. You don't have any right to wake up to your duties at any time that you now see that it is encroached upon, when people have built massive building on it. No, that should be illegal for the government to do that. And for them to do that, they should compensate the people for their houses, because this is criminality. You say you have a land that is earmarked and you are sitting down there. You don't know that this land has been encroached. You don't know. You are not seeing what is going on. What if it was a terrorist hub that have taken over that place? What if it is a criminal gang? You will not know. That place will be a hideout for criminals and they will be operating from there. You will not care. Like, let's leave sentiment apart. It's not about blaming any state government. It's about looking at that going forward, that we should do the things right to the benefit of our own people, because we don't know who the owners of those houses are. I don't know their ethnicity and it doesn't matter. The main issue is that these are Nigerians and these are their hard-earned money, their life investment that they have put into that place. And it shouldn't have been allowed to go that far. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why you can't call me on WhatsApp, because the phone is here. I don't know why. please, my people, stop making excuse for the government. This is failure of oversight, and ordinary people are suffering for it, and it shouldn't be so. Going forward, there should be a bill that should stop them. There should be a bill that should stop them from being able to do this. Yeah. So if you cannot prevent it, you cannot be proactive, you cannot do your duty and stop them, then you don't have the legality to come back after several years that people have built and established, and then you come and demolish it on the same oversight that you have been sitting down there and you fail to do. Then it's your burden, it's your pain. You cannot do this to your own citizens. It's illegal. That's why you have offices that are supposed to institute that procedure, and they're supposed to be on the lookout. I don't understand why land that is earmarked and put out for something is being encroached for years and nobody takes note of it. Yeah. For example, I remember back then when I was at home in the village, they used to say, don't build under the high tension, because the electricity was passing through, the high tension. And there are some people that when they want to build, when they are passing, they will say, no, this house you are building is under the high tension. Oh, know it. Oh, you understand? So they will come and tell you that this house is falling. They say after the high tension, there has to be like 3 meters in between. You understand? At the time they are beginning to build it in the village, I remember. And then they will stop them from doing that at that time. They will stop them from doing that. And then, they will not go push them, like, prevent them to build after that high tension, that this electricity that is going, from across cities. So eventually, you understand that anytime, if you build your house there, that you are not supposed to build under high tension, but people will still be trying their luck. That's why the local government officials, they will come and stop it, so that you don't even build it. Yeah, you have to, that's why they are the masses, and that's why you are the government officials. That's why you are police. That's why you are a civil servant. This is your duty, to provide that oversight and prevent this kind of loss. We cannot be doing this to ourselves. These are mighty resources that have gone to waste. It doesn't prove any point to anybody. Anyway, I don't know what else to say. This is really all I will say about that. So I wanted to share something else with you guys today, that I was talking about church. I saw this video and I decided to kind of share the video, because today is Sunday, and it's about drama in the church. Let me show you the video I'm talking about before I continue. Okay, they play. So I'm just trying to show this thing, because when you think that people are already wise up, they will still be doing something like this. So it don't say now, it don't say. So of what use is this thing that they are doing now, like how does it like I don't understand. It's a child service now. Oh, it's a child service. So what is in that? What is in this is sweater now? I saw that lady in red. She was really waiting for it. I wanted us to look at this video and I want to wonder, like, what benefit are we getting from this kind of things? I mean, it's 2023. Huh? It's 2023. Of how does it help us as African people? And keep in mind that this thing didn't come from Nigeria. This thing didn't start from us. You know, So how does this help anybody? Like what value does it bring? Huh? Uh-huh. And this one, the one that help him to pick it up and give it back, it doesn't affect him. The people that bring it back, it doesn't affect them. It has to be when he throws it to them. And the ushers also, it doesn't affect them, right? It's only those people. So there is this our brother from, I don't know where that man is from, either Kenya or so. And he gave a speech that religion has been used to create false industries in Africa. You know, I don't know. I feel like any opportunity. Okay, it's getting too dramatic now. You know, any opportunity we get, we just use it to exploit ourselves. I want to share one video to you guys to see that it's not just that we black people or anything. It's not just about us. It's about people being exposed to a certain way of teaching for long enough. You understand? So none of these things that they are doing originated from them. They learned it from the US. Oh, I want to show you this video back in the day. I just saw this video. I decided to show you people. Okay, so you can see this one. It's the same thing. So that's where they learned it from Oyibo people. This is where they learn it from Oyibo people. You understand? So you can see it's the same thing. So this one is coming, they flog him, oh, he fall on the ground. And the other one is coming. See, somebody that just fell now, you see the way he rushed up. And the second time, he didn't even touch him, he fall down again. Did you see it? And this one just going like he just fall yakata, he fall yakata. So, so these are also Igbo people. It's not just us. It's just promoting people enough. It's from Kenya, right? It's from Kenya, so I've got it right. So, the false industries, religion has been used to create false industry. And, when you are seeing something like this, it's very dramatic. But, we fail to ask, what is the value something like that is giving to us? Is it edifying? Is it uplifting? Okay, then you are doing all this drama, and then what? What value does it add to you as an individual or to the whole people as in the community? and look at our communities. So I believe that the focus is like on magic, on some things extraordinary, and the things that we're supposed to be doing, we are not doing it because we are expecting some kind of magic, right? And these things are always happening because of low or on quality healthcare is missing. So sometimes the quality healthcare can be there, but you may not have access to it in one way or the other, because for example in the US they have quality healthcare, but you cannot afford it as at this time. So that's when all this miracle was booming. That's where all this prosperity came from. It was in the US, because their health system was so poor. It was just for the rich people, and very expensive. And so most people don't go to the hospital. They can't afford to go to the hospital. Even when they are in emergency, they would rather you don't call emergency for them, because why? Of the costs, right? So that's when all this healing and miracles started booming. So now that their health system is getting better, affordable, reachable for a lot of people, especially for the basic things. So their need for this miracle is waning. And our people have learnt it. So somehow they will go and learn all these things that doesn't add any value to us, and they will be doing it on the people, and their own will even be tenfold. So this thing doesn't, I don't know. I feel like everybody have the right to believe what they believe, but we need to go beyond looking for all this kind of magic, and actually look for things that can bring a change in the society, not just magic that they throw you towel and then throw you on a piece of cloth and you fall down, and then what? And then you get up and then you go home and back to square one. What value does it add? Right? Okay, it's not even teaching the people some principles of life. Before, normally you go to church, you listen to one sermon that you will listen to will be like, some kind of life philosophy that it will be a guiding principle for you for that week, for that month. It will be ringing at the back of your head. You understand? It will be a guide for you. But this thing now, they are doing all this jamboree at the end of it, and then what next? The person is going home empty. There's nothing now going on. State of confusion. I don't know. There is no need for all this. There's really no need for all this. There is the kind of healing that they think that they are doing is a lie. Obviously, you have seen it. Look at Ebola happen in Africa. Where was that healing? There was no single person that came out to say they want to heal an obviously sick person. Where is the healing? Okay, Corona came. Where is the healing? Uh, there are people who are doing even challenge on Facebook. So the way you are interpreting it is, these things are literal. They are not supposed to be the way you are interpreting it, right? You see, healing is inspired. We see how they are ripping people up. Eh? The way they are ripping people off with their fake miracle. Look at what is it called now? Chris Oyakilome. At some point he even raised somebody. There's a video he raised somebody from the dead, and I shared that video. Do you know, like he went to YouTube and struck that video. He didn't want that part of that video to show. Yeah, that is how far they go. Because at that time they were doing those things, there was no internet. People were not able to really see what they are doing. Today, nobody can come openly and be, doing resurrection, because it's not possible. It's not possible for you to do that kind of resurrection. And this is not what it is talking about. Those things are implied. So what we are having is false industries, like this man said, like industries that are built on falsehood. Thank you. Like there's a woman, she had a problem with her hand, and five different one of them was trying to do magic with her. You understand? It doesn't work. And we see that normally when you are supposed to take medical care, try your best, and at some point, even medical care cannot help. It is what it is. But for some reason, we are just thinking magic, magic, magic. That some people, we don't need all those magic. Cyril, I laugh. Thank you. No, it's not. It was not. So, yeah, was it from America? It was brought cassava. I think it was from Brazil. I think cassava was brought from Brazil, not America. Um, I think it was brought from Brazil, from those people that were returned after the transatlantic slave trade that they came back. I think those are the people that brought it back. Yeah. So at the end of the day, the way we are looking at it is not the way, these are coded things. And there are people that have built their own industry out of those lies. And they are taking advantage of the whole system, the failure in government, the lack of medical care, and just kind of taking advantage of it. And some people are so used to that falsehood that even if they are in a place, for example, there were people in America and they were saying, oh, Holy Ghost put money in their account in the USA. Sulemomo, he went to this apostle Sulemomo, he went to Atlanta and they were doing Holy Ghost money, that the Holy Ghost is sending money to people's account. And people that were living in the USA in Atlanta, they were saying, oh, yes, my account, I've gotten my alert in the USA. So it has gone so far. It has gone so far. But, we can always try to change the narrative and not fall into all this trap. But when you are looking at all those things, Solo Topo, you're looking at all those things, it doesn't add any value. I know it's hard. It's hard for people to accept this kind of information, but that's just what it is. At the end of the day, people will just do all those jamboree and do all those jamboree and still go back empty-handed. What value have they gotten from that throwing of towel and throwing of sweater, of suit, and the further? How does that change anything in their life? Nothing. Brazil is in South America. Okay, okay, yeah, okay. Yeah. So my people, I don't know. I just say let me show you this miracle, and that video that man talked about, the false industries. Is very um very um how will I put it? It's very enlightening, but you have to be in a place in your mind to be able to assimilate that kind of information, because there's a place you'll be in your mind that kind of information will be like, no, I can't be part of this. But there's a place you'll be in your mind to be able to see the information the man is trying to pass across. So sometimes it's not just about blame and say throw away. It's about appropriating that instrument, that tool, that gospel to our own needs, to use it to meet our needs, to use it, to caution the impact of the lack that is happening, not for you to use it as a means of exploitation, which is what we are doing. You understand? Because Europeans, they used it to their own benefit, right? They use it to their own benefit. They use it to organize their own societies, and they even made Christianity like their cultural basis. You understand? And so our own, if we cannot let go of it, then we need to appropriate it, but we should not be looking at ourselves and using it to exploit ourselves. That's basically my point. We are not supposed to be using it to exploit ourselves and take advantage of ourselves and rob ourselves for money. The same thing is happening in the USA. For example, if you go to Black American communities, you will see run down schools, run down apartment blocks, all those things, where you see magnificent church in the middle of them all, and they will be living big, riding big cars, coming with a helicopter, all those kind of a thing. The bling life. And the majority of the population in their communities are run down. They are ending up in prison. There is really nothing going on. They cannot use that money and that community to support the community, to elevate that community. And if you remember that it was actually the church and the place, that opportunity that it affords them to come together, that they were actually able to pass information of revolution, of how to fight for their rights. That was where they got the inspiration from, that gathering. So the church was used for that benefit in that way. But look at what the church they are using it to do now, just exploiting the people for their bling, 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 and nobody's interested in adding value to the African community. And it's a terrible thing that is happening for us as African people. It's just that we don't understand. So we are just thinking about attacking each other or insulting each other. We are thinking that people will just look at us and respect us. No, until we fix our homeland, until we fix Africa, until we make things run in Africa, until we have compassion on ourselves, until we are merciful to ourselves, until we are elevating ourselves, nobody will do it for us, and nobody will look at us and see us as their counterparts. It's going to be very hard. Look at 2 days ago, some days ago, a British conservative politician, young man, he was saying that Black people are supposed to be like slaves. They are supposed to be like slaves to but white people. They are not, on the same level, something like that. In this day and age, in 2023, a young man, he's already in politics. So imagine somebody like that, that kind of thing doesn't slip out of his tongue, because of course he's not saying it alone. So it just kind of now would and cash, right? And he's saying it, and now there's kind of a backlash. They're saying he should resign and all those kind of a thing. But how are we helping ourselves? That's why I'm talking about these buildings that are being demolished, because you are supposed to prevent something like that with your oversight. You don't say, oh, these people, they like to do stubborn things. You will show them. No, you have compassion. You stop them from doing it. You put in procedures that will stop them from even building it in the first place. Even at the beginning, like imagine somebody was just pouring sand and they were stopped, or a person was just laying foundation, they were stopped. It will be of immense value that they have built it, they have furnished it, they are living in it, and all of a sudden you now wake up to your responsibilities, and then you come to pull it down. It should be illegal to behave like that. If anybody allows the land to be utilized in that manner, allows the land to go into the hands of the people who are not supposed to have access to it, and they have built on it and they have lived on it for a stipulated time, at least 2 years or something, then the land belongs to them. You cannot just come and rip it out for them, because you failed in your basic duty to offer that oversight to prevent them from having access to that land. So for them to have access and to build it and to live there, then you don't have the right to come there and break down again. And if I was the people in Nigeria, I will push for a legislation, a bill that stops government from breaking down houses that people are living in the name of doing oversight that they failed to do many years before. Right? So if you cannot stop it before, then you cannot stop it after, because it's too late, because it is now their property, they've lived there. And so there should be a law that says somebody have lived in a place for so long, so it becomes his own. You don't have the legal right. You cannot have the right, whether you are government, whether you are institution, whether you are an individual, to come there and take over that place and break it down. It needs to go into law. we need to change the narrative. We can do better because nobody will do it for us. The people we are looking up to, that they are doing it better, they are human beings like us, and they put all those laws and all those procedures and they are following it like human beings. So if we want to drag with them and say we are humans also, not on their space but on our own space, we have to demonstrate it among ourselves, with ourselves, right? Greetings. Of course, now it's not going to go down in a. You think that they will just sit down and lie? It's not going to happen now. That's where they say, it doesn't it doesn't that it doesn't happen the way we are thinking, that like if they see that, oh, we have good intention, that we want to do good for ourselves, that they will just, like when I look at the letter that Chimamanda wrote, they are just going to come so that you do the best, because you are looking at that, the best intentions is coming from them, like they are supposed to be the super good doodly, all those kind of a thing. It's not like that. It's not like that. Yeah, exactly. And I feel like there should be a bill to stop all this miracle brouhaha that is going on in the Nigerian churches. They need to stop it. And do you know that some Muslim people have started doing their own miracle? I saw a video one time. Not even I've seen different videos now that Muslim congregation, I don't know, whether it's a Friday prayer or something, and they were basically doing the same thing that Christians would do. They were laying hands, people were rolling on the ground. I was like, so people should be stop from doing this. Look at what happened in Kenya. Huh? Look at what, like I saw a video, somebody was, he told a man to lie down. I think I saw it on BBC, or is it Deutsche Welle? The video just came out, and they were that man, he carry leg in two leg, he stand for person belle. The man just, and somebody husband, somebody father, he lie down like this. That man, he stood on his stomach. And I remember when Oduheje went to Indonesia, and our brothers, they lined them up like this, and this man was walking on their backs, like was walking on their backs. Like I don't understand. Huh? So the politicians are working with each other. I don't know, but I don't know. Something needs to be done. You cannot just make all these claims. And for example, the one that, like this one that Oduheje was walking on people's back. What of the people that you may have broken their spinal or their waist or anything, injured them in that back? They should take responsibility for something like that. I don't know. So many problems everywhere. My people, well, the thing also me, yeah, it's not easy. We'll continue to be optimistic. God will have mercy upon us. God will show us mercy and direct us, and we'll be able to do right for ourselves, eh? And for our own dignity, for our own image. God will help us, eh? Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen some videos. Honestly, I didn't say those. I've seen some videos where Muslims were doing, they're like, yeah, well, they were even doing turn around, turn around, turn around. It's interesting. You cannot tell people believe or don't believe. But what I'm thinking is we should be looking at the value. What is the value added? Eh? Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. It's gonna be hard, it's gonna be hard. But I believe that if somebody endangers the life of his members directly, like for example, making them to fast, like recently, some people were rescued. Was it somewhere? I don't know which state it was, that they were fasting, doing dry fasting. At some point, they were fainting. They now rushed them to the hospital. I remember somewhere in Nigeria. I don't remember the state exactly again. So those kind of things. Like what happened in Kenya, there's another one that was discovered somewhere. Is it in Tanzania or so, something like that? Exactly, a replica of what happened in Kenya. Yeah, I'm looking at, I've forgotten the name of the country now. That man, they have arrested him also, So that's why these videos are all over the place. But I'm not showing it here because of Facebook censoring. Abio, Abio, Abio. Even if they don't even export it to the rest of the world, let them even export it to the rest of Nigeria sef. Because the market is also here in Nigeria, there in Nigeria, or even to the Nigerians in diaspora alone. We have the population, we have the market. We can actually do it. We just have to know what to do, honestly. Yeah. So thank you so much, my people. I appreciate every one of you that stayed until this time. And I want to appreciate everyone that sent me stars, because I'm not seeing it from this platform. I appreciate you guys. Those of you that sent me, a brother that sent me money on PayPal, I also received it. I want to appreciate you very much. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for the super chat on YouTube. Thank you for the stars on Facebook. I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much, everyone. I wish that you have a good start in the week. Tomorrow is Workers' Day. It's a public holiday for us here. And yeah, I don't know how it is for you guys wherever you are, but I wish you a very good day, very good week, productive week. God blessings, God protection be upon you, upon all of us. Amen. Amen. Hey, I mentioned it briefly. Oh, those are they not be topic. They're never ready to show us their face. Wait till I want use person back do. They say they have been arrested. We hear they did not show us their face. We don't know who they are. So that's why I allowed it to be pending, Brandon. So they are, I mentioned it briefly.